Hi everybody and welcome to another episode with the Anxious Resistance. Today I'm going to be talking about St. John's wort and how it can be used for depression. So what is St. John's wort? St. John's wort is a yellow flowered plant that has been used in traditional medicine for centuries. The purpose of this article, or this video, is to discuss the utility of St. John's wort in the treatment of depression. St. John's wort has been used for a long time to increase mood, but is there actual evidence for its use in this manner? First off, how does St. John's wort exert its action in the human body? It is composed of many chemicals including flavonoids, phenolic acid, naphthodenethrones, naphthodienetrones, fluoroglucanols, tannins, volatile oils, saturated fatty acids, alkaloids, alkanols, vitamins and their analogs, and miscellaneous others. Okay, so that's a lot of stuff, a lot of big words there. Although it has various mechanisms of action, its antidepressant effect is attributed to its ability to prevent the reuptake of serotonin. So this is very similar to selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors and how they work. St. John's wort may also increase other monoamine neurotransmitters such as dopamine and norepinephrine, which may also have utility in the treatment of depression. So what is the evidence for the use of St. John's wort for depression? And I'm going to list a few articles and their conclusions here, and you can find all the references in our full article that is linked on our website, and it'll be linked in the description down below. So the first article here concludes, the available evidence suggests that the hypericum extracts, which is St. John's wort, tested in the included trials were A, superior to placebo in patients with major depression, B, are similarly effective as standard antidepressants, and C, have fewer side effects than standard antidepressants. The association of country of origin and precision with effect sizes complicates the interpretation. So they're just saying that there were kind of some drawbacks to this study, but overall they concluded that it was effective. Okay, another study states, the analysis shows that St. John's wort extract has a meaningful beneficial effect during acute treatment of patients suffering from mild depression and leads to a substantial increase in the probability of remission. In this case, is quite effective. One more article states that St. John's wort has received an official seal of approval. The American College of Physicians, American Society of Internal Medicine announced that St. John's wort may be effective in treating mild depression over the short term. The perennial herb is frequently taken in Europe for anxiety and depression, so it's often used in Europe. So another article concludes that St. John's wort extract at doses of 600 milligrams per day once daily and 1200 milligrams a day, taken in 600 milligrams twice, were found to be safe and more effective than placebo, with comparable efficacy of the St. John's wort groups for the treatment of mild to moderate major depression. Another study concludes that current evidence regarding St. John's wort extract is inconsistent and confusing. In patients who meet criteria for major depression, several recent placebo-controlled trials suggest that tested St. John's wort extracts have minimal beneficial effects, while other trials suggest that St. John's wort and standard antidepressants have similar beneficial effects. As the preparations available on the market vary considerably in their pharmaceutical quality, the results of this review apply only to the products tested in the included studies. So in this case, they're saying that quality of the St. John's wort that you get matters, because some studies will show that it is effective while others may show that it's not effective. And another article here states that St. John's wort extract is a safe and effective way to treat mild to moderate depression over long periods of time, and therefore seems especially suitable for relapse prevention. And then this one was kind of an official statement here. The Canadian Network for Mood and Anxiety Treatments Clinical Guidelines for Management of Major Depressive Disorder in Adults recommends St. John's wort as a first-line monotherapy in mild to moderate MDD based on level 1 evidence. So this is an official body of Canadian caregivers for mood and anxiety disorders that recommend this as a treatment. So what are some side effects and adverse reactions for taking taking St. John's wort. St. John's wort does not have severe side effects generally. It can cause symptoms such as upset stomach, nausea, vomiting, and loss of appetite. It may also cause dizziness, confusion, fatigue, sedation, dry mouth, restlessness, headache, and hypertension. St. John's wort can increase the metabolism of estrogen and estrogen-like hormones. This can cause problems with certain birth control pills, so please be aware of that. Examples of drugs whose effectiveness may be reduced by St. John's wort include antiretrovirals, benzodiazepines, hormonal contraception, combined oral contraceptives, immunosuppressants, calcineurin inhibitors, antiarrhythmics, beta blockers, calcium channel blockers, statins, and other specific medications such as digoxin, methadone, omeprazole, phenobarbital, theophylline, warfarin, levodopa, buprenorphine, irinotecan, risperidone, and paliperidone. So you also need to be aware of something called St. John's wort toxicity. St. John's wort can be poisonous if taken in large doses. Some signs and symptoms of overdose include increased heart rate, increased respiratory rate, and increased body temperature. How do you dose St. John's wort? Studies have shown St. John's wort to be effective in the near-term treatment of mild depression at a range of dosing between 600 to 1200 milligrams daily. So what are some positive or pros of St. John's wort? It has a favorable side effect profile compared to current first-line antidepressants, so it has less side effects than your current SSRI antidepressants. It demonstrates the same level of effectiveness as current first-line antidepressants. It is readily available as a dietary supplement in the United States, and it is available as a prescription in many European countries. So what are some negatives of St. John's wort? It may be difficult to find quality St. John's wort as it is not regulated for purity by the FDA in the United States. It interacts with a lot of other medications, as you heard me list before, so please be careful and always consult with your doctor before you take this medication or this supplement. So what is the anxious resistance take on St. John's wort? St. John's wort is a proven treatment. Its reasons for not being regulated and cleared as a depression treatment by the FDA likely has to do with its many active substances and effects on other medications. However, if you are someone who has already failed a lot of first-line treatments for depression, St. John's wort may be a good option for you. It is as effective and better tolerated than current antidepressants, at least according to some studies. Many prescribers may be hesitant to let their patients supplement it because of its many interactions. If you prefer a more naturopathic or homeopathic approach to treating your depression, this may be a great option, especially if you aren't taking any other prescription medications. St. John's wort is a proven treatment despite a few studies casting doubt on its efficacy. St. John's wort may prove a quality second or third line depression treatment yet. If more was understood about its antidepressant activity, it could be isolated and used as a monotherapy for depression. So a lot of potential with St. John's wort, and again, this is a good option, especially if you want to go a naturopathic way, but you have to watch for those interactions and always consult your doctor first. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to our channel if you want more, and thanks a lot.